Alright, so IO games are fun, right? We can accept that. And by IO games, I mean any multiplayer HTML5 game. So here I have what is probably one of my first games made in Game Maker. This is just a single player thing where we have like some kind of a space shooter. I call it launch.io. So you say your name and you can click and change the skin and then press enter and it starts. Okay, that's weird, but yeah. So basically, yeah, it's a simple space shooter, and if you go outside this, it doesn't move. That's it. So this is, and I had done the whole art myself. Like this is all drawn by me and the graphics, but this is like one of my first games. So this exists, okay, and the code for it is like pretty simple. And we have a room here. We have a room for the name, asking your name, what's that, and then we have this nice little constellation map. And this is not a real map actually. Orion is not supposed to be here. Even Sirius, if I'm not wrong. So now let's. Oh wait, no, Sirius is supposed to be there. Yeah, probably. Yeah. So yeah, Orion is the one I just added in there. Anyways, so when we look at stuff here, we have a few instances here. So we have blank space, that's space, and stars, okay. And I have a player instance, that's the main one. So we have these three objects. O resize mainly does the resizing job. It's kind of irrelevant. O camera makes sure the screen is centered on the player, and O player is what we look at now. So O player, we have some kind of create event, some health score, and it checks if the old health is same as the new health. And they have like these skins. So those skins are what I just showed you. And in the step event, in the draw event, it draws the health bar and that circle you saw, all that stuff. And in the step event, we have this. Okay, so it kind of points in the direction you're pointing in, and then if it's inside that circle, it moves. If your mouse pointer is outside that circle, it does not move. And to shoot, if you press the left mouse button, it shoots 3 bullets. That's like the thing I do now always. So I changed this code up a bit. So on the gun instance layer, there's really nothing on that layer. So we go to that layer and it creates an instance of the bullet sprite. That's it, and it gives it a speed, direction, and a new color. It's a bit. There's some randomizing elements, which is why it looks so nice. So with the bullet, it's simple. It kind of gets so like 2 seconds because it's a 60 FPS game. So image alpha reduces and the the bullet kind of gets blurry and just dim, and then it destroys itself. That's what happens, and yeah, that's it really. Okay, so let me just show it to you guys once again, and we'll be creating this into a full multiplayer IO game with rocket networking, and I'll show you guys how to do that. Okay, I did have another thing that I just put random name. Okay. But yeah, you can see it shoots random colored bullets. A bit random, not very random. That's theta, beta, alpha, gamma, delta, epsilon, iota. Wow, that's my Greek. Anyways, this is the game we'll be working on, so let's get started. Alright, now let's head over to rocketnetworking.net. And here you will find some general info about our site. We talk about our entity system and how easy it is to share properties and all that. And you want to make an account, so click on my dashboard, and this is the you got either create an account, or if you haven't, just log in. This is absolutely free. You can use it totally free for development up to 10 clients. So yeah, now that I have an account, this is my dashboard open here. And I also want to get the template, right? So you want to click on get the template. And at the moment, the GMS marketplace is down, so it's not even allowing me to upload my latest my latest version there. So I actually uploaded it on Drive, and if only 5 days have passed since I made this video, just click here. Otherwise, you can just go here under in how much I have to do, and you'll find this Google Drive link. So you want to click on the Google Drive link and download it. And yeah, okay, it's like the fifth one I've downloaded. Cool. Now let's go to tools, import local package, and downloads, the fifth one. Okay, just add everything and import it. Now you have imported Rocket Networking to your game. Now what you want to do is go to options. This is like our main screen. It has everything we need to um, know what's there in this copy of the version you've got. So it says version 1.2.1, which as of now, as I'm making this video, is the latest one. And if you have 1.2.0, please update it. There are problems with 1.2.0. So now firstly, global.server ID. This is how we identify you. So you want to go to your dashboard and copy this secret key. Copy it and just like paste it. Now the next option is, where do you want other players to be instantiated? So Rocket Networking automatically creates instances of other players for you on the layer you provide here. So I think it's called player instance in my case. So player instance, player underscore instance. Saved it. Okay. Now that's pretty much it. We have done the basic. Now if you were using Windows, actually this would be it. So in Windows, I have VM selected. Yeah, you have to do one important thing. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you this. We've set up Rocket Networking, but we have to start connecting to our server. So you want to go ahead to the first room where anything takes place. It could be the room where any multiplayer stuff starts, or anything really, any room after that where you want, but multiplayer should start by this point. So in Rocket Networking, you want to drag O'Brien and put it here, and you also now we have dragged O'Brien, but we actually have to connect to our server, right? So just say connect to server. When the player is created, we'll connect to server. And what's gonna happen is, in Rocket Networking we have functions like connect to server, do this, do that, do this, do that. And when the server does something and it gives, yeah, we did this, you're successful, it does a callback function. So here it's gonna say, yeah, we connected to server. So you can edit your code here and put in, yeah, we connected. So this is like an indication that you've connected to your server. Now in Windows, this is all you have to do. So I think, yeah, it's gonna ask for a name, and now we've created O player, right? So yeah, it says you connected as with, so this is exactly that message it was going to show. Now let's move to HTML. In HTML, as of now, GameMaker itself has a lot of flaws, so we can't only put the server ID. We have to do a manual URL connection. And you can do this for Windows, you can do this for anything, but for HTML you have to. So firstly, you want to set manual server URL connection to true, and you want to go here and copy this server URL, okay, and then paste it here under manual server URL and save it. Now the options below are how often uh, your properties will be shared with the Rocket Networking server. So in sharing frequency, one means, with one frame it's shared. It's like one alarm frame, and we'll get to entities, but for entities also there is a sharing thing. So when I click play now, okay, I should switch to HTML because that's where I'm going to show you the stuff happening. Have this happen. Okay, I'm Shake, and yep, it says you connected with client ID. So congratulations, you have successfully connected to the Rocket Networking server. And let me show you guys some cool things too. So I've made like many other skins here, and those are the other skins. So it's like the psychedelic one. I just inverted some specific colors in it as Sprite, but this is my first one, so I'm kind of proud of it, I guess. This is my favorite one. So favorite one, and yeah, okay, that's pretty fast. Now, let's actually see how Rocket Networking can help you code from this point on. And this is going to be super easy. You won't even believe this is networking. No buffers, nothing. All of that is handled by us. So let me close this up. Now, Rocket Networking automatically handles creation and deletion of players for you. But let's get started with the simpler stuff first. Rocket networking works on rooms. You guys have played on rooms, right? Like we make rooms for our uh, games. Like you have a room code and people join that room. So in Rocket networking, there's when you join the server, you're kind of like in a private room. So let's join a public room, and in callback connect to server, instead of displaying that thing, are you connected, there's another function we have called change room to the room ID, and I'll set the room ID to public. No, good name, not our public, and you save it. And there's also a callback for a successful room change here, so it's going to say the new room you joined is the name of the room. So let me just put, hey, the new room you joined is that. So okay. And here let me just put some name, and yep, it says, hey, the new room you joined is public. Now let me take you to the player creation stuff. Now whenever somebody else is there in the same room as you in Rocket networking, this O other player is instantiated. So let me actually give it a Quinjet sprite. So I made so many nice skins. Let me just give it one basic skin. And as you've seen in options, we put the other player's instance name to player instance. So this dude will be created on the same instance. And now let's start sharing some data with the server as well. So you want to go ahead to our step event, and okay, be careful with the names here, and you want to start sharing data with the server. So this is where multiplayer starts, I guess. Yeah, so multiplayer, there's a thing here called global.shared properties. It's really, it's on the server, like that's the main thing we documented on. So yeah, this is our main strong point. This is literally the code you have to share. I can copy it from there. Wow. So you wanna take global.shared properties. This is what is constantly shared with the server. And let's put down an x value, let's put down a y value, and set it to rx, ry, and also set it to our skin. How does the skin work? Um, the sprite index, right? So let me set the sprite index to, let me just call that underscore si to o player dot sprite index. Okay. Now, because you've shared this stuff with other players have shared it with you too. That's always the assumption. Always think of it this way. In Rocket Networking, if you're sharing something, others are doing it as well. So now what will happen is whenever another person connects to your game in on the HTML5 window, an instance of O other player will be created. And we want to do stuff with this guy here. So the basic boilerplate code here is set the x to real x, set the y to real y, and the name. Okay, there's nothing called sp.names. This is the other guy's shared properties. So if I'm Alan and it's my game, so I'm playing it on my window, and Charlie joins my game. So Charlie is the O other player on my screen. Alan or I am the O other player on Charlie's screen. We read our X and Y, and that's how it goes. So let me also set the, okay, let me just see how much this works. So, okay, slow building. Oops, got SI, expected something else. Sorry, I missed a comma there. Now let me just play. And yeah, so let this guy be Alan. And okay, hey, the room is joins public. So if I just duplicate this, even this guy will join public, right? Let this guy be Charlie. Hey, the new room you joined is public. So okay guys, you can see it. That's data sharing. I'm so sorry about the wait. Yeah, the resizing can be a bitch sometimes, but you can see the X and Y is updating. That's as simple as it gets, but it's not exactly looking like a good game now, isn't it? Now let's fix that. So okay, now it also destroys the player on its own. Alright, so now we have to start sharing some more properties to make it look like a real game. Now, okay, we shared the sprite index, but we didn't utilize it. Now, there are some other things we need to add as well. So, underscore A can be like the angle. So, image angle, right? Didn't even have to put O player here. It's just extra code. And now this underscore SI underscore A is what we will use in O other player. Because if you're sharing it, even this dude is sharing it. So, set the image angle to um, sp dot underscore a, okay, and the sprite index to sp dot underscore si. Now this will look so much more like a game. So same thing, Alan. I don't know why I keep putting that. So let me put the psychedelic sprite for this dude. God, I hate. Yeah, you just have to resize it once. I don't know why this error even comes. And now this let this be my favorite one, Charlie. Hey, the new room you joined is public. So now you guys can see it's looking so much more like a game already. See, it's the movement is a lot better, and it's both ways movement, and it's that's it. I mean, X and Y have been synced on their own. That's how beautiful rocket networking is. Now, let me add some more stuff too. Basically, um, there's a function called lerp. So lerp takes, it kind of does this thing for us. It moves the X and it changes the X and Y more smoothly. So and set to 0.3. Same for the Y. But you guys saw the sprite index was also changed. So that's how easy it is to make a property and share that property in rocket networking. Now, you can also set the the name to sp dot underscore name. Wait, was that shared? I don't think it's shared yet. So in OPlayer, it kind of prints out my name at the top. So it's called global dot username. Yeah, that's the variable. It's draw in the draw event. It's like, yeah, draw circular this and do this. So let me just copy this code and go to O other player. Now in O other player, I'll add a draw event here. Firstly, you have to draw self. That's also there, but draw self. Yeah, and here you want to let's call it enemy. Actually, other player username, and let me initialize other player username. So it has a place here. Add your personal variables under this line. We'll initialize it to nothing, and then we'll set it in the so other player name, other player username, whatever it was, other player username to that, and it will be drawn for us, and we have to share that thing now. So it's global dot username, right? In create where is my code for multiple? Yeah, so here let me call it underscore name itself, and that will be global dot username. Hey, not skins, bro. Username. Okay. So global dot username, and so this is underscore name, and in O other player, what happens is in the step event it says sp dot underscore name. That's it. So I think we can launch it again. Okay, so yeah, let me call this Alan psychedelic sprite, and this will be Charlie, some other sprite, this one. So Charlie joined the group, and here Alan also joined the group. And let me resize a little, both get adjusted, and wow, you can see that now the names are also showing, and it's so beautiful, and the smooth movement makes it such a nice game. I think I'm gonna publish this now, and yeah, I will publish this game. Next up, the most important part, I think we have to talk about the health bars, health, and actually shooting bullets. So let's see how bullets were actually working. So the way bullets were working is in the step event I was shooting, and the shooting code took place. So in rocket networking we have a thing called entity system. It's handled by oh my entity. So we create entities on our screen, and then O other player entity, this is created on other player screen, like one representing us. So other players entities are created as O other player entity for us, very similar to O other player. And why does this entity system exist? Okay, so in your with a normal shared property system you can make simple games, just up, just put this much stuff, and yeah. But if you want to have some more stuff in your game, like I don't know, npcs and all that, npcs, bullets and whatnot, it can get harder. So for that we create an entity. So for the entity, let me just go to O player and attach an entity to this bullet. That's literally all I have to do. So I can actually just rebrand the uh, I can actually just rebrand the O my entity as a bullet. In fact, you know what? Let's do that. Var b is equal to instead of creating that O bullet, firstly I'll go to O my entity and give it a bullet sprite. For most people, this will the bullet sprite which was there for O bullet, and I'll copy all the stuff which was there in O bullet here. So in the create event, image index is 0, I'll put that here. In the create event, add your personal variables here, you can put it down. Image index here, then overlet everything else, from the step. So that control C, go to oh my entity, and we put it in the step event. And then we go to, what was that, animation end, right? Animation end, this should happen. Okay, oh my entity, yeah. Animation end. Where's animation end? I have no idea, man. Um, yeah, here it is. Okay. So this is what happens. So I've kind of created a copy of O bullet called O my entity. And now in O player, instead of doing the O bullet, let's create O my entity, because this will automatically be created on other people's screens. And just like we did for O my entity, we set it to this S bullet sprite. Let's do the same thing here. So no sprite, set it. So this is like O other players entity. So somebody else's bullet. Create an S bullet sprite. And just like in O other player, we updated the X and Y with this cool lerp. We do the same thing here. This is updating somebody else's uh, bullets X and Y. So yeah, and here it's not SP, it's EP, because entity shared properties. I could have called it ESP and all that, but screw it. basically in O my entity also there we have a similar yeah, you should add the stuff here like you added in O other player. So x is equal to like you did in your global dot shared properties underscore x is this. Same thing you have to do here in O my entity. You have to add that stuff here. So not O player dot x here. It's just x in it. Yeah. So yeah, you've shared your x and y in this bullet, and you're reading somebody else's x and y here. So just run that. Now where's the other one? So yep, so this is Alan, and let this be Charlie, some better one. Yeah. Okay, dope. And it also adjusts the, and cool, so you can actually see the bullets shooting. But there's a small flaw in the bullets because we've put the lerp. You can actually see it's shooting, but it's lerping it from the origin. So okay, let me do one. It's a very simple change we have to make. So in in other player's entity, we are doing it this in the step event. So in the create, um, basically let's put some. So now to correct that part, it's happening because because x is getting lerped from 0 0. So let me just do one thing. If x minus ep dot x is greater than it's like a huge ass distance, like 30 50 would be a big large distance, I guess. Maybe 60, yeah, 60. Then you can actually then you should not do this. If it's greater than 60, just set it to directly without lerping it. So basically now I've lerped it, or else just set x to ep dot x underscore x, and y is equal to ep dot underscore y. Yeah, that should correct it. And as long as we're doing this, let me also add a health bar to other player. So this feels really cool, making my first game multiplayer again. So where's that health bar? Yep, here. Copy it and paste it here. So in O other player, we also need a variable called health. So let me just create that. Like I created other player username, I'll create other player health. So let me initialize this to 100, and in the draw event, so draw other player health, and you have to keep updating the health. So in your shared go to your shared properties and add something called underscore h and set it to health. Now because you have shared it, somebody else has shared it, and because others have shared, you want to read it. So let's read it. Health, so other player health is equal to sp dot underscore h, and you want to save it. Now that's done. Now for as of now, bullets and all that stuff is going to be made pretty in a very good way, but I think we had one issue here. The bullets were not oriented right. So in or other players entity, so in the bullets itself we can just set the in the bullets itself, when we are sharing stuff, we can share the angle here. So underscore a is image angle, and because you have shared it, somebody else has also shared it. So in all other players and all other player entities, you set image angle to uh, ep dot underscore a. Now try this game out. Okay, here's the mistake. So ep does not, it's not ep dot x, it's actually ep dot underscore x. And also here you want to put an absolute, because you're checking the absolute difference between x and ep dot x. So yeah, I can't believe I'm making so many errors in this part. I have a physics degree, man. So I just set this to some player and something else, set it there, and this guy. Now you can see the other thing happens the way it's supposed to, basically. At least I think so, right? Okay. Yep, it's shooting exactly the way I wanted to. The color of the bullets is not yet seen, and even with the same procedure, I think we can easily switch the color of the bullets, but otherwise, this is working, and I'm so glad we made it to this point. Now, let's put some code where if you get hit, your health needs to reduce. Okay, so first let's start with correcting this error. So in O other player, actually I put O players X, O players Y. So remove it and just make it X Y X Y. For this is for the health bar. Okay. Now, yeah, that's it. And now if I play this, it should show. But let's hold off playing for a while. Now, what happens when a bullet actually hits another player? So let's say I'm hitting another player, like, okay, somebody else's bullet is hitting me. I can detect that, right? So this is somebody else's bullet or other players. This is somebody other, some other player's bullet. So when it is hitting me, firstly, let's just destroy the bullet. So if this bullet hits me, if this bullet hits me, basically, I think it's if place meeting xy object. So this x, this y, and the object is O player. Then, firstly, just destroy this. Actually, we can actually destroy this instance, but it's gonna kind of get recreated, I guess. Just shut it off, and shut it off. You switch off its alpha. So image alpha equals 0, and we'll set our health minus equal to 10, minus equal to 10. So every player on their own screens will detect collisions and um, reduce their health. And when your bullet hits somebody else, so this is my bullet, when this hits somebody else, so I guess step, yeah, if place meeting x comma y and some other uh, player. So what's that? Or other player, you can have to like destroy this too. So instance destroy. And let's see how this works how this much works. So health is updated, yes, and yeah, let's see how this much works. So we call this Alan psychedelic sprite, and this be Charlie. Oops, I'm not connected to any internet. Um, oh god, I exceeded my limit. I'm sorry, I'll have to use a hotspot now from my phone. Psychedelic, and because my phone's internet is so bad, it's slow now. Oh god, why did my call have to cut me off this way? Anyways, so Charlie, what do we give? What color do we give this dude? Yeah, that's okay. Now let's talk about health bars, and let's zoom in on this guy and try to follow Charlie. Now bullets are being shot, right? Yeah, but if I aim it at this dude and on this guy's screen too, let me just aim at him. Okay, okay, move, 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 move. Yeah. Now just shoot Charlie, and if his health goes down, we have succeeded. Okay, I actually notice what's happening here. Um, the Charlie's health, this dude's health is going down, but it's actually happening before we can even take a look at it. So basically what we have to do is we don't have to destroy it so fast. Let's just wait up a little, and yeah. Alright, so firstly, I hope you guys got the hack. When you set the zoom to the lowest in IO in HTML, the resolution is the best. So now I made that change. Don't just Okay, so now I got it working by, because my internet is so terrible. So let me zoom in and wait, like, and actually, I want to like zoom in here too. So wait, and now it's actually on full health. You can see that, and here, if I try shooting this dude now and had put this like Uh, so whenever somebody loses health, they're scored for like a splash. So you can see when I shoot a bullet this side, nothing happens, but when it's hitting him, it's becoming red and the guy is losing health. Same goes for this guy. See, you saw the health bar, quickly drop because we actually shot him, and they're both red now, and that is actually working. All we need to do now is make a kill overlay. So that's pretty much how to make a make a an IO game, and there are many more advanced functions you can check on Rocket Networking's documentation. We have like a documentation page here. So, anyways, you can check it out there, and the possibilities to create easy games more easily with this are just endless, and I hope you guys make really cool stuff with Rocket Network, and I'll put a link in the description below for all the resources that I've used, and all the very best, guys.